Hi friends, today we're ready for lesson 10-3. Add tens and ones using a hundreds chart. All right, so this week we've been learning about adding tens and ones, and we've been using some different things. We have used our place value blocks. We have used some mental math, okay? And we've also drawn some pictures. But today we're going to talk about using a hundreds chart. Excuse me. And the reason I'm showing you all these different ways is because after we practice the different ways you can add tens and ones, you might find one way that is just really easier for you. And so after we've practiced and learned all those different ways we can add tens and ones, you will find a way that it just works for you, that's a little bit easier for you, okay? All right, so let's read in the green box here. It says, how can you use a hundreds chart to find the sum of 8 plus 40? Show your work and tell how you found the sum. Can you remember what the word sum means? Tell me what the word sum means. If you said the answer to an addition problem, you're right. Good job. All right, so we have to find the answer, or the sum of 8 plus 40. Okay, but we're gonna try using a hundreds chart this time. Now I might be able to use mental math, but today I'm gonna try using a hundreds chart. Where do you think you would start? Well, I could start on the 8, and then I would have to count how many more? Ooh, 40, that's a lot. What if I tried starting at the bigger number, 40? And then I would just have to add how many? 8? Yeah, I think that sounds like a good place to start. Okay, so I like to start with a bigger number. So I'm gonna start with 40, okay? And since it said to show my work, I'm gonna circle 40 where I'm starting, okay? Now, we know how a hundreds chart, how we move on a hundreds chart. If we're just counting by ones, we move across, right? 31, 32, 33, 34, okay? So when we move across, we're counting by ones. When we move down rows, or down the column, excuse me, we're counting by tens, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, okay? So I need to add 40 plus 8. Okay, so I need to count 8 more. Do you think I'm just gonna move down the column when I count by tens? Or do you think I'm gonna move across the row as I'm adding ones, one at a time? Yeah, I'm gonna move across the row. So I'm starting at 40. Now sometimes at the end, where do you go? When I end up here at the end of the hundreds chart, where do I go next? What comes after 40? Yeah, you have to go down to the next row, 41, right? Okay, so we're gonna have to add 8 more. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where did you land? Hopefully you landed on 48. Yeah, so 40 plus 8 more equals 48. So that's how I would use the hundreds chart to find my answer. All right, let's go ahead and turn the page. Turn to page 556. Okay, give you a minute to get there. All right, let's read the top here. It says, you can use a hundreds chart to add tens and ones. Okay, and so they're giving us pieces of the hundreds chart here. You can always go back if you need the bigger hundreds chart and use the one on the front. Okay, so they want us to find out 4 plus 23. Now, where do you think you want to start? Do you want to start on the 4 or do you want to start on the 23? Yeah, and they're telling us the same thing. They said start on the larger number, 23. That's what I talked about too. I like starting on the bigger number because then I have less to count, okay? Always start with a bigger number. Okay, so he's saying 23 has 2 tens. So 23 is 2 rows down on the chart, okay? So look, 10, 20, right? Each row has 10 in it. Okay, so I have to go down 2 rows to find 23. Okay, now I'm going to add the ones. So I found 23. And it says add the ones. For every one you add, move right 1 column. Okay, so remember, when I'm adding ones, so I'm starting at 23 and I have to add how many more? Let's look back. 4 more. Okay, so I'm just going to move counting by ones. 23, ready? So count 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more. And where did you land? Hopefully you landed on 27. Okay, so we were just adding 4 more ones, so we were just moving across that row. So 4 plus 23 equals 27. All right, let's try some now. We're going to use this part of the hundreds chart to add. Okay, and remember what tip I taught you? Always start with which number? Yeah, the larger number. Okay, so number 1 says 2 plus 12. Okay, so they started on the number, which one's bigger? 12. And how many do they have to count over? How many do they have to add? Just 2. Okay. 1, 2. Where did you land? On the 14, right? Okay. Let's try another one. How about 5 plus 40? Where do you want to start? Which one's bigger? Yeah, on the 40, right? 40, okay, and I have to add how many more? 5. Remember, when you get to the end of the row, you have to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where did you stop? On 45. So 5 plus 40 equals 45. Okay. How about 13 plus 20? Think about where you're going to start. You start on the larger number. Okay, on 20. Okay, and you're going to count 13. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Where did you land? Yeah, on 33. All right, how about 10 plus 31? Where do you want to start? Yeah, on the bigger number, right? 31. Okay, I'm going to start on 31. Now I want to show you a trick. I'm adding a 10. Now I could start at 31 and count 10 down the row, right? But something I know about a hundreds chart is every row has exactly 10 in it. So if I'm going to add a 10, all I have to do is move down the column. So from 31 to 41. Let's count 10 and just to make sure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sure enough, I landed on 41. So 31 to add 10 more becomes 41. I just move right below it. Okay. My hundreds chart is getting filled up here, isn't it? How about one more? 32 plus 6. Where are you going to start? Use a different color. Yep, start on your 32. Okay, and count 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where did you stop? On 38. Okay, so 32 plus 6 equals 38. Okay, got the hang of it? All right, now it's your turn. Okay, so I've got a large hundreds chart here, okay? If you're at home, you could either, you know, if you're probably using a pencil, I'm using a marker so so it shows up a little bit more for you on the video, but you could use a pencil, and that way you could erase to keep using your hundreds chart over and over again, okay? All right, so again, you're gonna use the hundreds chart to add, just like we did together here, okay? Which number are you gonna start on? When you do your first problem, when you do 7 plus 60, you're always gonna start on the, tell me, the larger number, right? Okay, and then you're gonna count on, okay? All right, and down below it says, let's read our problem number 18 here. It says, Sue had some stickers in a book. She bought 30 more stickers. Now she has 36 stickers in her book. How many stickers did Sue have in the book at the start? So she had some stickers. We don't know how many. Okay, and she got 30 more. And now how many does she have? Now she has 36. That's how many she has now. Okay, we have to figure out how many she started with. Okay, so you could look at these numbers on the hundreds chart and see if you can figure out how many she would have started with. All right. And then on the back, you're going to do your problem solving page with a grown-up. Okay, on page 558. Might need a little help reading some of your story problems. You know what? I'm really proud of you for practicing reading your story problems, reading your directions. Remember, we're not going to get better unless we practice, practice, practice. And I'm starting to see you get better at that. So keep up that good reading and working hard. All right. Okay, remember, do your best. Okay, and ask for help when you need it.